Hello and welcome to my kitchen. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a mixed sprouted bean curry called Vadhu. In some parts of Gujarat, this curry is made on an auspicious day during a holy month that's coming up, but you can have it any day because it's so good. So let's get cooking. You're going to need 150 grams of mug or Moong beans, 100 grams of Vaal or field beans, 50 grams of Masoor or brown lentils, 50 grams of Moth or Moth beans, 90 grams of Kala Chana or black chickpeas, 25 grams of white Chana or white chickpeas, 75 grams of red Chori or Adzuki beans, 45 grams of white Chori or black-eyed beans, 180 grams of tinned red kidney beans that have been thoroughly rinsed and drained, 2 tablespoons of sunflower or vegetable oil, and 2 teaspoons of salt. 2 medium-sized onions. I'm using Bombay onions here, but you can use yellow onions, and we're going to peel and slice them very thick. 1 tablespoon of ginger that has been coarsely ground up, or you can chop it by hand. 2 teaspoons of garlic prepared the same way. 4 to 5 green chilies that we're going to break by hand into pieces, and 2 dry red chilies that will also break into pieces by hand. Look over all the beans and remove any foreign particles or any beans that don't look good. Now, certain pulses tend to get sticky during the sprouting process, like the Moth and the Vaal. So throughout this whole process, we're going to keep these two separate in their own bowls. I'm going to put the white chickpeas in with the black chickpeas and soak them together because they're from the same family. Then I'm going to be soaking the red chori, the white chori, the masoor and the mug all together in one bowl. Fill up the bowls with warm tap water and leave them on your countertop to soak overnight. Don't put a cover on the bowls. So the following morning, this is how the pulses will look. You may have a couple of bubbles on top, and that's totally fine. What we're going to do is we're going to remove this water. We'll give the pulses one rinse, and then we'll clean the bowl and put them back into the bowl. Once you've rinsed all your pulses and removed all the water, you want to make sure you have them in the bowls that give them 2 to 3 centimeters of room to grow, because they will expand as they sprout. Now we're going to cover them with a plate. You want to make sure that they're not airtight while they're sprouting. Now we're going to leave these on the kitchen countertop out of the way and then check them again tomorrow evening. So our beans have been sprouting since yesterday morning. That's about 36 hours. So let's check and see how they're doing. So the next step is I have a large bowl here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to shake up all of these sprouts and move them around so that all the sprouted beans come to the top, and I'm going to transfer them into this bowl. What I'm trying to do is to make all the beans that have not sprouted drop to the bottom. Now I only have the few left behind, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer these to a plate and go step by step and pick out the one that has not completely soaked and risen. Here, look, I found it. It sounds like this. That's what you're listening for. If you don't remove these unsoaked and unsprouted beans like this, they won't cook in your curry, and you'll actually crunch on this, and it's not a pleasant experience. So make sure you remove any that sound like that. Then just empty them into the bowl. We're going to continue with the next set of beans, and then just follow the same process for the rest of the beans. Now, as I'm going through my chickpeas, I'm noticing that they're feeling a little bit sticky. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rinse these. And if you experience the same with any of the pulses, you can rinse them. If they're very, very sticky, discard them. It's okay, just don't put them in. You'll have plenty of other sprouted beans. And you can leave them separate as well if you're concerned that it's going to ruin the rest of the pulses. So I'm just going to go ahead and rinse these because they're not excessively sticky, they're just very slightly sticky. Now the Vaal or the field beans are the trickiest to sprout, and you'll notice that some of them have like black marks like that, and they do tend to sometimes get sticky as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through these, pick out any that don't look so good. I'm going to give them a rinse, and I'm actually going to keep these separate from the rest of my pulses because I don't want them to spoil. So here are my sprouted beans and my sprouted Vaal. I've kept the Vaal beans, the field beans separate. And these are all the beans that I discarded. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna cover these. Tomorrow morning, we're gonna give it a rinse and then we're gonna make our curry. The following day, check all the dal and remove any ones that don't look good. Then go ahead and rinse them thoroughly and drain them. Then go ahead and add your drained beans to your Instant Pot or your pressure cooker and add enough water to cover the beans by 1 inch. Then we're going to add the salt and the oil to that water, and we're going to pressure cook the beans for 2 minutes and then let the pressure release naturally. In the meantime, slice the onion thick like this. So once the pressure is released naturally, we're going to add the remaining ingredients. And then give it a stir. So I'm going to cover this and let it simmer on low for about 1 hour. I'm going to put it on the saute mode on less and do it for 30 minutes first, and then I'll add another 30 minutes. So this has been simmering now for 1 hour, and the beans are definitely cooked. The consistency is a little runnier than I like to have it. Some people like it this runny, so if you like it this consistency, it's ready to go. I'm actually going to cook it a little bit longer until it's the consistency that I like. Alright, so this has been cooking for an additional hour, so it's been simmering for an extra hour now. And it's finally at the consistency that I like it. Now, if you like it even thicker than this, then you can continue to cook it, or you can just add a couple of minutes extra on the pressure cooking right in the beginning. Instead of pressure cooking it for 2 minutes, pressure cook it for 4 to 5 minutes in the beginning. When you're serving this dish, be sure to add a little drizzle of oil on top of the curry and serve it with a slice of lemon. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you very soon for some more cooking inspiration.